It's small, it's profitable, and it doesn't really make any noise. This is one of the most exciting mining rigs I have seen in a while, and I'm a full-time crypto mining nerd. We're going to be looking at the IceRiver KS0, which, spoiler, right now, it's earning over $25 per day. But how much does it cost? How long will it make that much money? And what coin is it even mining to do that? Because this mines cryptocurrency, it doesn't mine US dollars and all that. So this is pretty cool, but there's also some bad things in this equation. So it's not all biscuits and gravy, my friends. If this is your first time here, yo, my name is Vosk. You're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel, and I hope you stick around, subscribe, shameless plug, whatever. I got to do it, you know, the whole YouTube, whatever. I spent a lot of money this weekend just to get my ass kicked at the track. So I come home and I'm like, well, at least I have this profitable little mining rig, right? But the question that everyone's asking, including myself, is how much longer will this little miner be so profitable? We're earning well over $20 a day, and this thing costs well under $1 a day to run. I'll go over the exact real-world mining profitability on this in this video. We're going to be digging deep into the IceRiver miners, right? The competition that they're going to bring on themselves, the competition that bitmain, the miner manufacturing giant that has single-handedly put their competitors out of business, oftentimes by quite literally just producing way too many miners to the point that they can't sell their machine, right? And what really happened here? How come IceRiver and bitmain, two ASIC miner manufacturers, right? Application specific integrated circuit miners, purpose-built computers, these little robotic guys that work for you full time that only mine one mining algorithm. In this case, that's going to be for the Kaspa coin. How did they end up with the same thing, the same name at the same time? Is it just a rebrand? Are we dealing with a Chevy and a GMC? Or did somebody rip a design? Or does it get much crazier than that? We got a lot to unpack today. These are some of the hottest and most profitable miners in the business. Miner profitability calculators say that this thing pulls over $2,000, and it's been there for quite a while. Kas has been producing a lot of money per day. When you look at the amount of dollars mined per day, keep in mind that it's up a whopping 14% in the last 7 days, when many coins are just simply not. Other than this Dynex coin is pumped. I'm not too familiar with that one, but you know, good for you guys. It's cool. So here's the deal, right? Kaspa's worth under $1 billion. It's up a wild amount in the last year. Okay, we're talking just a cool 21,000%. Wow. All right, or excuse me, that's the increase from its all-time low, which is really almost just a year ago anyway. In the last year, technically it's up a cool 15,000%. Why? What does Kaspa even do? Oh, it's a blockchain, it's open source, it's decentralized. They have a first of something, in this case the block DAG, and single second block intervals. That's honestly, that's crazy fast. In comparison, Bitcoin has 10-minute block intervals. It's a layer 1. It means things are supposed to be built on it, right? So, no, it's not the friendly ghost, but it is apparently a fast blockchain. Never actually used the chain, but I have mined it. So, keep in mind when we run these numbers, it's down 8.6%. The people on the best cryptocurrency forum in the world ever, they're asking, okay, is the IceRiver KSO worth it today? And some local genius replied, I love that guy. I mean, no one else loves him, but I love him. I mean, you gotta love yourself, right? I mean, nobody else does, shit. But let's get serious. I ran the numbers earlier today. It was making $25 a day. and a negligent amount of power cost. Let's round up and say it's a whole $1. I'm pulling 25 bucks a day after the coin's gone down. We look at the amount of money mined per day compared to the market cap. Litecoin, worth over $6 billion, produced as many dollars in the last 24 hours of new coins as Kaspa did. That is wild. That is crazy, right? This is a very comparable metric to why I've been raving about Chia and how their market cap versus the amount of dollars they're putting out per day is just a very lucrative and impressive equation for miners. You start to wonder, are they putting out too many new coins per day for security, for issuance, inflation, right? That's a whole other subject. Just looking at this from a miner point of view, like that's crazy. $6.5 billion and then $700 million are putting out the same amount of coins mined per day. I am absolutely super stoked about Chia farming and hard drive mining. You also may have seen the Twitter thread. Did they add it to their shop yet? So Bitmain has a new Filecoin miner, which is basically a hard drive miner. I'm super stoked about this stuff. Let me grab a picture. I have officially commissioned the hard drive mining shed, which will basically give me a mini data center to run this stuff. And here's the outline, the basic structure created for it. And I'm going to be stuffing all my evergreen miners in there, which have been an awesome experience overall. And it's really refreshing to be mining cryptocurrency with something other than just ASIC miners right now, especially with like multi-purpose computer hardware. And I've got it wired, or I'm getting it wired. I also have room for a server rack, which would be a really cool way to deploy this guy in there. But we'll see. Time will tell on that. Shameless plug. I've got a referral link and a coupon code to save you the most money compared to anyone else down in the comments below on that. But I don't know. I'm just having fun. I'm trying to get back to having fun, doing fun, weird, crazy shit with mining, and just trying to get back to my roots of why I really got into cryptocurrency, and it was entirely due to mining. So that's why I think Kaspa's cool. That's why I'm rooting for Kaspa. I don't have a bag of Kas. All the Kas I've mined, I've been dumping along the way, largely to my detriment. Really, I'm not here to talk miner strategy as much today, but to bring it back to the focus, right, of the actual miner. I got my IceRiver KS0 from AKMiner, okay? And so they're a miner reseller. And if you put in the KS0, I'll just drop a direct link down to below. And I know I have another link and code, whatever. Such a influencer douche, whatever. I get it. But so they've got spot in stock, and then they've got an August batch. At this time, I think you'd be ridiculous to buy the spot stock, and you should take the August batch if you're going to go and grab one. I mean, if you go ahead and just take $500, I mean, that's the equivalent of mining $500 in that time frame. And if I'm mining 25 bucks a day, right? How many days do I need to make 500 bucks? I need 20 days. So this is right around 20 days. I would just take the instant savings because what we need to talk about is how much these coins are going to go down in actual realized real world mining profitability. When it comes to setting up the IceRiver KS0, it's going to be very typical to other ASIC mining rigs if you're familiar with that. You're obviously going to plug in the power. You're going to plug in an Ethernet cable. That's getting electricity or power to the device. You're establishing an internet connection because obviously all mining is taking place in the web. Then you need the IP address. Grab an IP scanner, log into your router, figure out the device that you're looking for there. For me, the IceRiver came up as an odd name, Cinelec Telecom Multimedia. Also, if you're wondering about internet speed and how much data this uses, it looks like it's using on average about 15 megabytes of download per day and about 7.5 megabytes of upload per day. So not very energy intensive at all. We've discussed this before here on the channel, but basically most coins can actually just be mined on a cell phone hotspot. It's not all that demanding. So now we've got the IP address and we need to log in. That's going to be admin. Make sure it's lowercase because you'll watch me mess up right here with my phone automatically capitalizing the A. Password is going to be 1 through 8. I'm also doing this off my phone to show you that it's pretty easy to do even on your phone, and their dashboard actually works pretty well on mobile, whereas that's not true for all dashboards. They can be more difficult to navigate. Now we're logged in. You can see my 5-min hash rate, 30-min, my rejection rate, a little high, how long the miner has been running, what pool I'm connected to, all that good stuff, and then a little bit of a long-term breakdown or a couple hour breakdown of the hash rate. If you want to restore the factory settings or restart it, that button's down there in the bottom right. The main thing you're going to be looking for here is just going to be mining setting, which is going to be your mining pools. You'll punch in whatever mining pool you want to use. In this example, I'm using F2 pool. And then I'm putting in my username.worker name. And one thing in particular is I wanted to make sure I ramped the fan speed up to 100. This is a quiet miner. So I don't mind these fans even running at 100%. Plus this isn't like a miner I'm sleeping next to. And this will help ensure that it's running a little bit cooler. Again, the irony is that the whole design of it is like a heat sink, but it actually just feels like a molten rock or something. It's a hot miner. People make jokes about this thing melting ice. Some people have reported that if you make any changes to the miner that it forgets the forced fan speed setting you put. So make sure you check that after you click save if you change things in the future. But other than that, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I'm not forcing any static IP addresses. You can input your own password if you don't want to use the default one, which is ideal. And there's a firmware upgrade section. But this is very simple, very easy. And if this is your first time mining, this is a great miner budget-wise to operation-wise. Because what some people will quickly overlook is that this miner can not only run on 220, 240 voltage like typical miners, but it can also run on 110, 120 voltage. So you can plug this into any outlet in your house in the United States. So most likely, right? Not electrical advice there. But this is a very easy miner to deploy. But it may be better suited to just slap a fan on top or have a little desk fan blowing next to it, because the casing of it does get surprisingly hot. So here's the data. Got a couple of days of a full operation in here. I haven't compared different pools and stuff like that, whatever. When I logged into the miner, I cranked the fan speed up to 100% because this thing runs like very hot. It's not a very good cooling mechanism, even though it's consuming so little watts. The irony is that it's literally designed like a giant heat sink, which is kind of comical in a way. Also, don't get tripped up. The login's gonna be admin, and the password is 1 through 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Which is not admin, root, or it's not like some of the other miners that you may be more familiar with. So at $1,100, and our code with them gets you $100 off. So, you know, let's just say you get it for around $1,000. I mean, it's very easy math. You're making $25 a day. You're gonna need this thing for 40 days to break even if nothing else changed. But the issue here, right, is that they're not hyping up their KS0. They're hyping up their big boy models coming soon, coming one day, right? The KS3, the KS3L, okay? The KS1, the KS2, it's all these different models. The KS0 is, and also here's a good example of like if you bought from them versus a reseller, like you're paying a pretty small markup, in my opinion. It also, keep in mind this listing comes with the power supply and free shipping. You compare that over here, I mean, you're pretty much going to end up around the same price. This thing mines KS at 100 gigahash a second, consuming a measly 65 watts. I mean, your laptop uses more power than that for comparison. But what I'm worried about, right, are these bigger models, okay? This is 100 gigahash, this is 1 terahash. This is 2 terahash. 1 terahash is 1,000 gigahash if you don't know. So this miner is 10 of these. And it's slightly more efficient, but not very notably more efficient. I mean, you're dropping 50 watts, right? You go up, kind of that same watt savings to, you go to 8. You know, we start to get a bit of a jump up here, especially just in deployable density. But the key takeaway here is that why you shouldn't necessarily be scared of the KS0 is the simple fact that its efficiency is pretty much on par. I mean, they took some of the chips they're putting into these other miners and they put it in a small form factor. And I love that. I think that is so cool because I want to see more small miners to help the decentralization of mining and just let the little guys get in the game. Not everybody wants to go and drop 40 grand, 50 grand on a miner. Historically, the people that have bought the 40, 50 grand mining rigs have lost money. It didn't end up being a good move. That's a hell of a buy-in. Compare this to bitmain, right? We go over here and we look around and we're like, oh, we're good. No, wake up. We want to see these. Show the sold out products. The KS3, 8,300 gigahash a second or 8.3 terahash a second at 3,200 watts. Largely, these guys are basically selling the same machine, the same design. These motherfuckers even have the same goddamn name. Different companies, none of it makes sense. Welcome to ASIC mining and cryptocurrency. Newsflash, if you don't know, it never will. So if we go back over here and we come down here to the hash rate history, if it would load for me, which it won't. Okay, let's click over to miners pool and we'll look at their hash rate history on Kaspa, right? We break this out over the last year and we're taking off, okay? The hash rate has doubled in basically the last month. We're seeing a big uptick right now, but these miner manufacturers, they've been mining at their factories. They've been mining at their warehouses. They've been mining with their friends, okay? They've been testing a whole lot. Let's call it like it is. These things are crazy profitable. And they're only going to sell more shovels than if they would have made more money mining with themselves with these machines. Like, just to put it simply and bluntly there. So, with that said, there's a lot of these on the way. This difficulty is going to balloon. I mean, we're going to go to like right to like 10 petahash, right? And so if the mining hash rate is say 5 times as much, well, that's going to be a huge reduction for your mining profitability. So let's say we're earning 20% of what we're earning right now. Yeah, is this still interesting? Is this still lucrative for you, right? 25 times 0.2 gets us $5, right? Pretty easy math, okay? And then we make $5 a day over the next year. You earn $1,825. These things are very profitable right now. Can really help you kind of chase down that break even. I don't think these are the craziest miners to grab or most risky miners or anything like that. I think that the difficulty is going to balloon. Where we go from there, it's hard to say. I think if you really believe in Kaspa, then this is a no-brainer. IceRiver is going to make as many miners as they can sell. Bitmain's going to do the same thing, but they may not be able to drown us like they potentially want to. Overall, with the miner, it's been a good experience. It was easy to set up. It's been rock solid. Pool connection was easy. It's been profitable. This has been a good experience so far. Do I recommend it? I mean, honestly, it's not the worst equation we've seen. If we go into a crypto bull run, these things will be great to have. If the whole global, conditions get worse, then coin prices are going to retract and things are just going to get worse. The profitability is going to go down and it may not be the best buy. Do I think that grabbing a 40 grand miner is the right move? Honestly, probably not very risky. But grabbing a miner for $1,000, right, that's pretty profitable right now. And above all, it's efficient, right? It doesn't get knocked off in the efficiency category. I think it'll be a good time. Do whatever you want to do. I'm not here to push any hardware on you. I don't care what you do. But here's the real world mining profitability. As always, we keep it real here on the channel. My name is Vosk. You're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. Hope you subscribe. Stick around for no other reason than our CKO. That's our Chief Kaspa Officer. 10 seconds of Tails Vosk. 10 seconds of Tails Vosk. We do it on every video. My pizza's ready. The alarm's buzzing. I gotta go.